In the headlines, Emefiele arraigned for printing 684 million naira notes with 18.96 billion naira, pleads not guilty. Man sets Kano mosque on fire during prayers. Nigerians react to Atiku and Obi meeting. And on the foreign scene, South Africa building collapse, death toll rises to 33 as rescuers continue search. Hello and welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. My name is Lilian Ogazi. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Wednesday arraigned a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, for approving the printing of 684.5 million naira at the rate of 18.96 billion naira. Emefiele pleaded not guilty to the 4-count charge when he was arraigned on these counts before Justice Mary Ann Anene of the FCT High Court, Abuja. In a 4-count charge filed against him, the EFCC alleged that Emefiele disobeyed the direction of the law with intent to cause injury to the public during his implementation of the Naira swap policy of the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The anti-graft agency also accused Emefiele of unlawfully approving the withdrawal of 124.8 billion naira from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation. Wednesday's arraignment brought to 3 the number of charges pending against the former CBN governor. Meanwhile, members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, have said they may be forced to embark on a nationwide strike over what they described as dissatisfaction with the way their demands are being handled by the state and federal government. A statement signed by the president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Osodeke, said the decision was reached after a meeting of its National Executive Council. According to him, so far, no meaningful efforts by governments have been made to address their demands in the last 10 years. Some of the demands they listed include the sanctity of legal constituted governing council, review of the 2009 federal government and ASU agreement, revitalization fund for public universities, payment of all earned academic allowances including withheld salaries and promotion arrears. He added that the union will reconvene after 2 weeks beginning on Saturday to review the situation and take decisive action to address the issues. The development comes after President Bola Tinubu in January approved the disbursement of over 683 billion naira as a 2024 intervention fund for public tertiary schools in the country. One person has been confirmed dead by the police in Kano State and many others hospitalized following an attack by an assailant at a mosque in Laraba Abaswa area of Gezawa local government area of Kano State.
Very close. It's tragic in Larabar Abasawa village of Gezawa local government area of Kano State as body part littered the ground outside a burnt local mosque. According to the community members, the man used petrol to ignite the fire and locked the mosque from outside with about 40 people praying inside. We don't know what is happening, but this is the 3rd time he is attacking people here. He had once hit 2 of his elder brothers and took himself to police station, claiming that he had killed them. According to family members, one Shafiu Aminu of Gidan Nguru is believed to have orchestrated the plot to set the mosque ablaze, following years of misunderstanding with his family members over inheritance. It took time for people outside to get wary of the incident and immediately went to the rescue of the victims who were struggling to break out. Inside Murtala Muhammad Specialist Hospital, the victims who are critically injured, some of them beyond recognition, are now receiving treatments. Police confirmed the death of one person.
But from the interim investigations we have conducted so far, we got to know that it's not, and it has nothing to do with terrorism. It's never a terrorism case. This is what we want the public to know. It is just a minor family skirmish which arose from the distribution of an inheritance. The person that detonated the bomb is said to be an aggrieved person that the sharing of the inheritance was not to his satisfaction, which is quite unfortunate.
While these people continue to receive treatment, the police are also assuring members of the public that the incident has nothing to do with terrorism, rather a family dispute relating to inheritance. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Now moving on, terrorists on Monday kidnapped over 80 people at Yamalamai village in Faskari local government area of Katsina State. This was barely 24 hours after the attackers had killed some soldiers at the military camp in the area. A resident of the area on Tuesday said that the attackers returned to the village on Monday, abducted more than 80 people, looted shops and burnt houses during the operation that lasted for about 10 hours. The bandits attacked the community again, looting shops and burning houses and vehicles, and abducted many residents just hours after the soldiers left. The resident said a political office holder in the area confirmed the incident. He said continuous attack had forced residents to desert the town. Meanwhile, bandit kingpins Usman Modi, Mankare and 4 others are suspected to have been killed by rival bandits group loyal to Yatsa around Rugu Forest in Safana local government area, still in Katsina State. Notable among several bandits killed alongside Usman Modi and Mankare are Habisu, Abu Sani, Dan Sanin, Kobari and Dogo Shange. Trust TV News gathered that Usman Modi group was ambushed, surrounded, overpowered and killed Tuesday afternoon after heavy gun battles with Yatsa rival bandits group. According to reports, the group clashed over hundreds of Russell cows, which each of the 2 rival group claimed ownership. Though security agencies in Katsina are yet to comment on the development, the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Nasiru Damusa, confirmed the incident and subsequent killing of the terrorist kingpins hibernating around Safana Damusa operational areas. The 2 groups have been in total control of Western Safana and Damusa local government areas, terrorizing residents for over a decade. Moving over to Borno State, where the police command has arrested over 40 suspects over alleged involvement in phone snatching, theft and illegal drug peddling. The command said the suspects were arrested by its new squad codenamed Kamdibi Frata, which means Operation Flush Out Criminals. During the operation, it recovered exhibits from the suspects such as tricycles, phones, cash, knives and illegal drugs. The State Police Public Relations Officer Nahum Kenneth Dasso at the press briefing revealed that 22 suspects were apprehended for possession of drugs and illegal substance, with 14 involved in phone snatching and tricycle theft, while other suspects were arrested for burglary in a store. Dasso called on the public to report suspicious activities to the police within their domain, adding that the command has vowed to ensure that unrepentant criminals in the state are severely dealt with.
On the 12th of May 2024, at about 1700 hours, following a credible tip of one Babagana M of Ngalnam area, Maiduguri, was arrested in possession of 2 rams and 2 sheep, all valued 200,000 naira. Upon investigation, the suspect confessed to have stolen the animals, and in regards to the military uniform, the case is still what it is. So once we get further brief about it, we are going to come up and discuss about it probably in our next press briefing.
Now moving on to some political matters in Nigeria. Political enthusiasts are reacting to a meeting between former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi, with talks of a possible alliance ahead of the next general elections. Some think this alliance could help solve the country's problems, while others remain skeptical about its prospects. In this report, Shafiu Suleiman takes a look at the ever-changing political landscape in Africa's biggest democracy. Take a look.
This week, the former Anambra State Governor, presidential candidate for the Labour Party in 2023 and 2019 presidential running mate to Atiku Abubakar, visited his erstwhile flag bearer in Abuja in what many described as a strategic move to realign forces ahead of the next election. And as the nation grapples with economic uncertainty, the two main opposition political figures in the country have become increasingly concerned about the state of affairs.
Anything can happen in the future. But at this point in time, the most important thing that His Excellency is doing is actually as regard to let us see how we can mobilize and put people out of poverty. That is his target.
Nigerians have, however, expressed divergent views on the perceived 2027 alliance talks that could galvanize a collective push to wrestle power from incumbent ruling All Progressives Congress APC.
Assuming they team together before the time of this election, I think I can remember Kwankwaso and Obi, they intend to team together at a point, maybe power tussle, tear them to pieces.
It will be very, very difficult to take back the power from APC with what we are seeing.
Of course, because of the situation. Look at the situation. Petrol. What is the current power, electricity amount? How much is it now? Look at the school fees for the tertiary institutions. We don't know this in the northern Nigeria.
Others are skeptical of the formidable power of a renewed alliance amongst the opposition political actors, saying such moves have failed to yield results in the past.
All of them, they eat in the same table. They are the same. If you look at the leaders, it's the same timbers and calibers of people. They are the people that govern in Nigeria. But my earnest prayer is that God should touch their hearts.
People are crying. Everybody is crying. Things are very tough and hard. A lot of people cannot even, for now, feed 3 square meals in a day. Some can't even feed 2.
Barely 1 year into the administration of President Bola Tinubu, who promised Nigerians renewed hope, the alignment and realignment of political interests are taking shape, with Nigerians becoming increasingly dissatisfied with the quality of political leadership in the country. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The disagreement between FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and his estranged godson, the Governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, may have taken a new dimension as the governor threw a jab at his predecessor while speaking at a function in Rivers State. He said, "The federal government is giving us support, but the rat in the house is eating the bag of gari, and that he has already sent Otapiapia to finish them."
If we are fighting federal government, it's a different matter. We're talking about federal government that is giving us support, but the rat in the house that is eating the bag of gari. So you can imagine such situation. Huh? But we have already said the Otapiapia who has finished it.
This is News Update coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up right after the break. Mobile phone charging increases to 100 Naira in Kano. More news when we return. Do stay. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Update coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a quick look at our headline stories again. Emefiele arraigned for printing 684 million Naira notes with 18.96 billion Naira, pleads not guilty. Man sets Kano mosque on fire during prayers. Now moving on, popular street singer Habib Okikiola, best known as Portable, has been arrested by the police for allegedly refusing to pay the balance of a G-Wagon vehicle he purchased from a car dealer. Police spokesman in the state, Benjamin Hundeyin, said the singer was arrested on Tuesday in the Abulegba area of Lagos. Dizazuze Corona was reported to have bought the vehicle worth 27 million Naira, but paid only 13 million Naira. Now, in a viral video, Portable was seen to have scaled the gate after policemen approached him with an arrest warrant to follow them. Another viral video, however, showed him being dragged, handcuffed and wheelbarrowed by 4 policemen into a waiting vehicle. Police spokesman Hyundai said the police expect the lawyers of the singer to show up on Wednesday morning. He said the singer might be taken to court depending on the discussions with his lawyers. In issues concerning cost of living, mobile phones users in Kano now have to cough out 100 naira to charge their device as those who run the businesses increase their fee on account of rising cost of fuel and poor electricity supply. Abba Adamu reports that until now, mobile phone owners pay as low as 30 naira for the service. The report.
The absence of stable power supply has created business opportunity for people like Ali Umar, who runs mobile phone charging service and makes profit from it. Phone users cannot afford to allow their phones become dead for a long period without being unreachable, and therefore find solace in those who run phone charging businesses at an affordable rate. However, that is all charging now, as they are now asked to pay 100 naira for the services from the usual 30 naira. Ali Umar attributed the increase to high cost of fuel with which they power their generators. We were charging for 30 and later 15 naira when we were buying half a gallon of fuel at 1,200 naira. But now we collect between 80 and 100 naira because of fuel. He wants government to intervene and fix prices of consumer goods to address rising inflation. He said business owners are helplessly losing capital to inflation and price instability. A point of sales operator who combined the business with mobile phone charging, Yunus Ibrahim, said most of his customers are unable to pay for the service following the increase. The rate started from 30 naira to 50 and then 70, then now 100 naira. But most of my customers to pay for the service rendered. The leadership is to blame for our woes, and the only thing we can do is to pray. For Aliyu Yau, though the business is declining, unlike before, he still charges 50 naira for his businesses because he is not using a generator. We are using solar here because we are also selling soft drinks here. We can afford the rising cost of fuel, so we can't afford the rising cost of fuel, so we opted for the solar system. A mobile phone user, Abubakar Lawan, said he is relying on public supply of electricity to charge his phone because he is owing some of them money. I do not have money to pay for the service now. In fact, I am owing some of them for charging my phone. For now, mobile users in Kano will continue to pay 100 naira for this service. Salim Umar Ibrahim, reporting for Trust TV.
Meanwhile, Governor Umar Nabadi of Jigawa State has unveiled a $250,000 loan program supported by the World Bank to rejuvenate smart agriculture in the region. This move is aimed at addressing food insecurity in Jigawa State. The report.
10 communities which suffered devastating floods in Jigawa State in the past have been chosen as the inaugural recipients of this transformative initiative. The launch of the Community Revolving Funds marks a pivotal moment in the region's recovery journey, offering a lifeline to farmers striving to build their livelihood. Spearheaded by the state's Commissioner for Environment, the program aligns with the government's ambitious 12-point agenda.
From field visits to Gamsarka and Debi assessments, the World Bank rated Jigawa first in the CRF preparedness and granted an automatic no objection to disburse the fund to CIGs with 4 additional catchments, which the Agrisal project is about to kickstart.
For the purpose of conducting CRF programs, 5 communities were selected from each of the 2 micro watersheds of Rinkin and Hanja. These communities include Debi, Chabar, Enduse, Oromo, Ilima, and Zoo, Agufa, Nomokoi, Safa, and Gamsaka communities. And each community, 10 community internet groups have been screened and been become eligible for that. Each community is eligible to receive $25 of 25 each, and community development management committees have been established in all these communities to ensure proper implementation of this fund.
Governor Namadi, emphasizing the importance of responsible management, urged the overseeing committees to prioritize beneficiary education, ensuring the loan's sustainability for future generations.
If the past group did not utilize it very well, then they have denied other members of the community from accessing this fund. Therefore, it is very, very important for the community, community management fund committee to sustain their members to ensure that this fund is utilized judiciously. At our own end, I'm sure the steering committee and the technical committee, as well as the project coordinating unit, will try as much as possible to ensure the full utilization of this fund.
This injection of funds, part of a broader World Bank initiative, underscores a concerted effort to uplift rural communities and enhance living standards, making Jigawa as a beacon of agricultural resurgence in northern Nigeria.
And now to the foreign scene. The death toll from last week's building collapse in George, South Africa, has risen to 33, with 19 people still missing. Despite ongoing rescue efforts, no new survivors have been found. Only 6 victims have been identified so far. Rescuers using cranes, heavy machinery and sniper dogs are focusing on the building's lower levels and first and second floors. Over 600 personnel, including many from nearby towns, are involved in the operation. George, located about 400 kilometers east of Cape Town, is known as a vacation and golfing spot. Authorities, including police and Labour Department, are investigating the cause of the collapse. After 30 years of ruling South Africa, the African National Congress faces its toughest election yet. Polls suggest it might lose its majority for the first time. Once admired, the ANC's reputation has suffered due to high unemployment, poverty and corruption scandals. President Cyril Ramaphosa seeks re-election in May 29th ballot. If the ANC loses its majority, it will have to form a coalition government for the first time, potentially complicating policy making in Africa's most advanced economy. South Africans don't elect a president directly, but instead vote for parties that get assigned seats in parliament according to their share of the ballot. Now in sports, with the European qualification secured, Turkish Super League side Trabzonspor has started getting ready for the new campaign. One of the main areas of the team they're working on is to strengthen the attack, and they are focused on getting Nigeria international RKC Genk striker Tolu Arokodare. Super Eagles forward Paul Onuachu played a pivotal role for the team this season, but is expected to return to his parent club Southampton at the end of the season. Trabzonspor management has opened the discussion with the Saints, but they are looking for alternative provided they failed to reach an agreement with the English club. Arokodare joined the Lumbergers from the French League One side Amiens following the departure of Onocho to the English club. Ahead of the start of the preliminary round of the 2024-2025 inter-club competitions, the African Soccer Governing Body has given intending clubs deadlines before the start of the competitions. Participating clubs are expected to update their club licensing and meet the standard requirements of the football body. The African Football Apex Body has given all the member associations, including Nigeria, until May 31st, 2024 to either complete their club licensing or risk being thrown out of the competitions. The clubs that will represent Nigeria are yet to be determined, as the leagues remains the 6 match days and the Federation Cup is still in the round of 32. With that, we've come to the end of News Update here on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more news, programs and documentaries. My name is Lilian Ogazi. Thanks for watching and bye for now.